Hello, friends, and welcome to Tog Talk Tuesday. This week, I have a very special guest coming back to be with us today, my good friend, Susan Hamel. And we are going to be having a little bit of fun and doing some portfolio reviews live. So with that said, after Susan introduces herself, if you would like to put yourself out there and would like Susan and I to check out your Instagram portfolio, just go ahead and comment your Instagram handle down in the comments and we'll be checking them out. Susan, I'm going to give it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good, is it Tuesday?
It is Tuesday somehow.
Yeah, I'm Susan Hamel. I do a lot of the fantasy composites, but I also love doing fine art portraiture. I mostly suit children, but I also do adults. I also do some families, some seniors. And yeah, I live in Central California. I have 3 boys, and just trying to enjoy life and enjoy the kids while they're still around.
It goes by so fast. My youngest is going to be 4 at the end of the month, and I can't believe it. I'm like, he was just born yesterday. Like, how did this happen? So
I know, almost school age.
Right.
Well,
So with that said, if anybody has any great ideas for a fun session involving rainbows, because my son is rainbow obsessed, go ahead and give me your inspiration, please.
Oh, cool. That sounds fun. You could use a rainbow slide, maybe. Some kind of slide.
Yeah, something like that. I was thinking too, maybe something letting them play with the hose and catching the rainbow in the water or something. I'm not sure yet. I need ideas. Oh, Rita says that her baby just turned 40. It does go fast. It really does.
Wow.
It's just like awesome. In a heartbeat.
Right? It's awesome to watch your kids grow up.
Yes. It's fun, kind of sad, bittersweet, but sure. I look forward to sleeping in eventually again.
You will. You definitely will. You'll probably sleep for a few days.
I'm waiting. Oh gosh. Guys, if you're just tuning in and you didn't hear, Susan and I will be doing live portfolio reviews today. So if you would like to put your portfolio out there for us to check it out, go ahead and comment your Instagram handle for us and we will pop over to Instagram and check it out. Meanwhile, also, if you do have any questions for either of us, please always feel free to pop them in the comments as well. We love to help however we can. I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday so far. Let's see if we get any portfolios today.
I know I can't see the
well, it can be a little nerve-wracking, but we're friendly here. I promise.
Did you have one in the comments before?
Let me double check. I was trying to find that right before we went live, actually. I'm going to go peek at that right now. Let's see if I can find that. I can only ever find the posts when I am not looking for them. That's the only time they'll pop up for me.
Happens like that.
Let's see. Susan, do you want to tell everybody right now about your workshop coming up too? I think this is a great time to talk about it if anybody's looking for fun workshops.
Oh, okay. Thanks. We decided to, Amber Demore and I decided to do an online workshop, and just because we thought it'd be cool if people could do it at home, and so we wanted to go ahead and give it a try. And it's on is it June? Oh goodness gracious! Let me take a look here. I believe it's June 23rd and 24th. I'm going to double check on that. I really should have that in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have our first brave person too. So.
Very cool.
There you go.
Will you be able to pull it up, or should I look on my phone?
You'll have to look on your phone, so we'll look simultaneously together. That's what I'm doing right now. I am going to pop this up.
All right.
Michelle, thank you so much for going ahead and giving us your first portfolio to review today.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
beautiful.
I know. I think we got there at the same time. We were both like, oh.
Wonderful.
Oh, these are so much fun.
Okay, family and fine art photographer. So where are you located? Where's Denham? Denham Springs. Cool.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not either. Just
Oh,
curious.
don't be scared. We're friendly. We are friendly here.
Well, first off, I mean, your images are gorgeous. I mean, when I look at them, and obviously when Jillian did too, we're like, oh wow. It just you get that feeling when you look at your images. You're like, oh, look at
You
that.
caught my mama heart right away.
Exactly, like the dad with his little girl and this one is this one. The little girl with her cat, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I love
So
that.
sweet.
Mhm.
I'm gonna show this one. I know it's kind of hard to see on my cell
Yeah,
phone with the
there it is.
glare. But I just want to say that, like, I love images like that because it's like my favorite thing when parents want to actually capture like a genuine personality of their child. For me, I love those 10 times more than I mean, don't get me wrong, the post ones are absolutely special and beautiful too, but I really am a huge fan of trying to really capture what their real personality was at that little tiny age. Kind of like I was just mentioning that my almost 4-year-old is just obsessed with rainbows, and I'm like trying to think outside the box, like, how could I make a cool birthday shoot for him with rainbows? Because that's like, I want to remember that in 30 years. I want to remember, like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, Dom was obsessed with rainbows when he was 4. So I think those are really special.
absolutely. Those are just wonderful memories to have.
I see you do weddings too. What,
Mhm.
Michelle, what is your primary focus? She has a good mix in here. A lot of family and wedding.
So it says maternity, family, and fine art photographer. And it looks like you also take some weddings in.
It's beautiful. Ooh, now I'm going to be hungry for cake. Like, now I want cake.
Well, I mean, I think when doing a portfolio, and if Instagram is going to be part of that portfolio, you definitely want to put the photos um, of the type of clients that you want to attract, of course. And yeah, I mean, showing that you do some weddings also is good. It looks like maybe though the editing for the wedding might be a slightly different. I'm not totally certain, but I mean, you definitely have a beautiful look to it, but it just looks maybe a little bit different from some of the other, like the portraits that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look, which is
Yeah,
okay. It's okay.
I can relate to that too because I don't focus on weddings. I take a couple of them by referral here or there, and my wedding stuff also is not fine art because it's just the hours that you would have to put into
Oh,
doing.
I
Oh, I
couldn't
can't
imagine
even imagine.
trying to picture, like those, maybe a few of them or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like letting them pick like a couple of
Yeah.
them.
Well,
Absolutely.
so I was gonna say, this I'm learning this too about maybe trying to establish some kind of a like a flow or organization in the portfolio. And now Instagram, I'm seeing. I haven't done it yet, but I plan on doing it. But they have like a collage. I think I'm not exactly sure what they call it, but something like that, where you can go in and um, you can group your photos. Like you can say weddings, and you have the cover photo, and then you click on it, and then it'll have all your wedding photos. And then you could go make another folder and say like your fine art portraits, and you can they click on that, and then all your fine art portraits come through. So it's kind of a cool organization thing, and maybe something to look into.
I agree. And going back to what Susan had said too about making sure to be posting what you really want to focus on, I think
Mhm.
that that's really important because right away when I went in there, I know that we had read what your what your genres are. But then as soon as I saw weddings, I was thinking to myself, well, are we going to see more weddings in here? Am I going to see a lot of family stuff? And I know personally, I like to just post kind of like what Susan said, what I want to attract on my Instagram. So even if I am doing other side work, which I think a lot of us do that, we might break away from our main genre here or there. I also focus on maternity, not family, not so much. So you won't see me posting family much because it's not something I want to attract. But I think it really helps.
Yeah. I do feel like families definitely during the year, but yeah, it takes some work. It takes some work, definitely.
Just consistency. But I think that you have a really lovely portfolio, Michelle. I love your colors. I think that they're very bold. And I really like that about both. I see that transfer over through both of your genres too. So that's really nice. And I love the dancer photos. I think that these are all lovely. I like Susan's idea though about separating out the weddings though, because then that's going to really give everybody what you really want to be focusing on. Okay, we have Jacqueline also getting brave and throwing her name out there. So I'm going to go ahead and look her up right now.
Let's see.
Easy to find, so I'm going to go ahead and give you an A+ for that right away, because if you tuned in last week with Carolyn Reese, who's a social media expert, that was one really great pointer that she gave to all of us, is to make sure that your handles are very easy to type and find, because if you're using too long or difficult of spelling, it's going to be very difficult for people to find you. This was very easy. I was able to find you right away, Jacqueline, so that was great. I'm just going to start out by saying, like, this is adorable. I have always been like so jealous of the photographers that are really good at doing the cute cake smashes. It's not my talent. Right away, I could tell that you do a lot of family.
Yes. Beautiful. And it looks like you do. Yeah. Mostly families, and then some of the, was that going back to school? That's really cute.
Oh, this is so sweet. I love sleeping babies. They're just so sweet.
So this is a very beautiful portfolio, very cohesive. It has already a nice flow to it. So as far as I can see, some of the things I see is maybe like some of your macro shots, which are gorgeous. I'm just not sure if that's just like the something that you do within your shoots. I'm not exactly sure. So that one just maybe throws me off just a little bit, or if it's something that you like doing yourself, like kind of like, I like you venture off, and of course, as creators we always like to try different things. So, but that one I would question whether it's I don't know, like something that you do on the side, or you take shots of, or if it's an event. I'm not exactly sure.
It looks like she had mentioned down here that it's just like a hobby of hers, that she just enjoys doing them. I agree with you though, Susan. They are beautiful. Like I am a fan of them, but I agree that they kind of get lost with everything else that's in your portfolio. I think that it takes away from it. And not to keep going back to last week's Tog Talk, but that's like another thing that we had talked about really when we were doing social media audits, which we were doing those yesterday, trying to make sure that we're setting our social media up to hit like our own business goals each year. And that was one of the things we did speak about, though, was making sure that whatever you're putting in your portfolio, even if you're only creating enough content for 2 posts a week, then just to only post 2 times a week, rather than be filling in with other stuff that maybe doesn't match our portfolio, which that's me, because like I work I work about like maybe 1 to 2 sessions a week. So I don't like flooding my Instagram with the same session over and over again. So I'm probably really lazy though. I probably post like once a week. Don't take my advice on that, but but I agree with that. I think that it's really a good idea to keep it cohesive with what you're posting.
Yeah, and again, you can try to do that, that like a collage thing I was talking about, where you can maybe put, your projects that you do into one folder, and then, some of your family shots, outdoors, indoors, or whatnot that you do. But it's very beautiful, very cohesive. You could tell your beautiful style. It's gorgeous.
I really love this shot too. I just want to mention that I love these dark window shots.
Oh,
That
that's so good.
they're so beautiful. I always have been a fan of these, so that's so cute. Great job. Like I love those.
Really cute. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you
sharing.
so much. Yes, absolutely. Let's
And feel free
see.
to ask questions if you guys have questions about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pop those questions in here too. Let's go
Yeah.
check out. We have Heine putting hers up here. That's good. Heine,
What?
you always like put me to shame with yours though, because yours is so organized and she does the cool collages and everything.
Oh, I know. I know. I gotta get into. I'm guilty of a lot of these things. I'm talking about myself.
I know. Like that's why I was like, no, I
My
post
brain's
once a
always
week.
wandering. I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that.
Oh, Heidi, yeah. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. She knows how to do like those cool collages and everything.
Yeah, that's really pretty. So when you do that, do you all do it in one day? Yeah. It all comes in.
That's a good question.
Gotcha. Yeah, it all comes in at the same time. I see that. Those are pretty. Hey, those are Summerana wings. Huh? I recognize those.
Hey, where'd you get these incredible wings from, Heine?
I see them. Oh, those
If
are
you're
cool.
looking for some great fairy wings, guys, we have some awesome digital wings in our membership library. So do go check those out. Yes, your consistency is on point, Heine. You are right. That is definitely true. I love that. I love that you're posting like several of the same session.
Yeah.
No,
That
your
is
portfolio looks good. It's
really
very consistent and you're very good at like it's aesthetically pleasing to look at your portfolio. She like puts me to shame. I'm like, now nobody go to Jillian Fine Art. Don't go, don't look. Like no.
Look at the highlight covers. I mean, they're all the
She's
same.
so good. I know.
Oh my gosh, you've already got this down. Wow.
No, these are great. Yeah, you got yours so organized. Exactly what Susan was mentioning. You can actually categorize your stories too to quickly give people access. So that's a great idea. Thank you for sharing, Heine.
Cool.
Oh, Jacqueline, going back to your comment really quick about saying that you're behind, girl, I'm always behind. So, like, no shame there. I am always behind. Okay. We have Chelsea going ahead and giving us her portfolio. So, I'm going to go look at that.
Let's see. Wait, just
There we go. Found you. Oh, Chelsea, these are beautiful. Right off the bat. I'm a fan. One thing I can immediately say, just going to your portfolio, Chelsea, is that your work is very consistent. And that's really such a wonderful thing to be able to see and immediately know that, yep, it looks like you are very consistent in your editing. You have so many fun images too. I bet your sessions are a ton of fun.
Sure. Oh, this is like beautiful. Almost looks like it's like lifestyle, the combination of it, and which is really beautiful. These are gorgeous.
You do a great job, yeah, of blending all of your different types of sessions in, because although they are like, I see some wedding, I see engagement, maternity, family, they all are so consistent in the editing that they really go really well together in your portfolio.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And look at the
Moody colors are good.
Look at the covers there. Those are
Yes.
nice.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah, they are so good.
So cute.
You guys are putting mine to shame.
I'm gonna be changing some stuff in mine, huh?
I know. I'm so neglectful to my Instagram. It's pitiful. I only started really using it a year ago, so it's so bad. These are so much fun, though.
So are you guys finding you use your Instagram more as a portfolio, or you guys, or website wise, or are you using your websites more, or both? Just curious.
I know personally that I try to be posting on my Instagram more regularly than my website, and it seems like maybe I'm not gonna lie, like every 4 months, maybe then I like go in and do like a sweep of updating the images on my website. I
Mhm.
have been very neglectful to that too. I'm getting closer and closer to just hiring somebody to handle this stuff for me because I just know that I don't have time to do it. I'm just being reasonable. Like I don't have time. It
Yeah,
might be worth I think it is worth the money just to hire somebody because there's no shame in knowing that we're
for
just
sure.
too busy, you know?
Yeah.
Chelsea, it's funny because Chelsea just told me or told us that she's bad about posting to Instagram, but I will challenge you on that, Chelsea, because you have a pretty solid Instagram going right there. So I
It
think
is,
that you're doing great.
for
Okay.
sure.
Let's
Gorgeous.
see.
Beautiful.
Well, you would never know that Instagram's a struggle for you, Chelsea, because you're doing such a wonderful job with it. So kudos to you because mine is not nearly as organized or up to date as this. I'm so
For
bad.
sure. These are awesome. Very, very beautiful. Great flow. You can.
If you guys are just joining us, I am here with another Summerana instructor, Susan Hamel. We are doing live portfolio reviews right now. So if you have an Instagram you would like to share with us, please do drop that down in the comments. Let's see. Oh, Chelsea, yours is like so good though. So many of us struggle, like we're saying, like keeping up on it. And I would say that so far you and Heine like have this down. You have like very organized highlights. All your images look consistent immediately coming onto your page. So I would say that that looks good because like that it is a lot of work, especially Chelsea for someone like you who is doing several different genres. We were just talking about that. It's a lot of work to make it all consistent and flow, and you're nailing it. So. You have nothing to worry about. I am going to go back and I know I did see one for somebody who had
Love it.
posted.
Beautiful.
Let me see. Okay, so Cindy, I don't know if Cindy Arthur is viewing right now, but her Instagram is Cindy Arthur Photography is her Instagram. We're going to go check her out because she did comment hers.
Well, it looks like yeah, beautiful. It looks like she does mostly seniors.
I don't know about you, Susan, but when I work with seniors, I always think like, why don't I focus on this? Because they're so easy to work with. They're like such a perfect mix of between working with adults and the small children. They just like seem so great to work with every time I do it. I like it seems silly not to focus on this.
It's true. It's actually a really popular genre now, huh?
Definitely. Well, especially this time of year, I think, oh, Cindy, these are beautiful. I love the color right away. Like the colors have like captured my eye. They're very beautiful and bold.
Oh gosh, these are gorgeous. Wow.
Yeah, she
Awesome.
has a lot of seniors. I want to see where she's located.
Dallas? Looks
I
like.
swear, like I can't even imagine being a photographer in the Dallas area because I know that we personally know several just like
There's a lot
incredible,
of
like knock it out of the park photographers from that area. And it's so funny because like they're just so saturated with incredible photography. I mean, that's probably why they're all so good, is because they just have like all these other photographers that are phenomenal in like their immediate area. So they're just like always getting pushed to be better. So that's my
nice.
theory on it, at least. These are absolutely beautiful.
I know. I
Same
mean,
thing.
yes,
I feel like even though it's same genre, I think that it's very similar to what we're saying is that you do a great job of being consistent and keeping that flow.
mhm.
She's also really good at organizing her highlights. And I'm like, nobody go to my Instagram today after looking at these.
I know. Me too. Please. One of my takeaways, I really do like how like Heidi did all those covers. I do like that for the highlights because you can look at it and you're like, boom, I know exactly what that is. This is okay, but well, even on mine, I don't have all the same covers. But if you look at the bottom, it cuts it off a little bit. But when you have it like Heidi has it, that title right in the front, it's just you look at it and you know exactly what that highlight is about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Another good tip too that Carolyn had given us last week is that a lot of people will not post their reels on their actual feed because of how it looks. But she was mentioning that you can go in there and change the cover and then it doesn't and I know exactly what she's talking about here. I
Oh, you
will
can change the
put
cover.
myself, yeah, and I'll put myself out there for a second and show you guys. Like on mine, you could see like all of a sudden I have this one and like that little guy right there. And it does stick out like a sore thumb. But like mine are all like making fun of me, like security footage that captures me doing silly stuff in my studio. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna embarrass myself today on Instagram. Why not? So but
I
I
didn't
like
know
to
you
do
could
with
do
it.
cover reels. That's cool. I know, because I have a few on there, and yeah, I hesitate too. I'll do it once in a while, but I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really go. Yeah, like the flow
Yeah,
doesn't
so that's
really
where I
go
guess
right.
you just need to change those covers to make them kind of cohesive with
Yeah,
everything else. Jacqueline, Cindy's is Cindy Arthur Photography, and that is her handle for
so
Instagram.
beautiful.
Beautiful. Definitely go check out her work. And Cindy, thank you for sharing that. Let's
Yeah.
see. I like this comment. Chelsea is mentioning that reels are the bone of her business existence. And yeah, it's really important right now to be following all of these trends. And one of the things that, from my understanding, Instagram is moving very much towards video. And I think now with competitors like TikTok, it's become very hard for them to keep up with just imagery. So that's where I think that video is here to stay. So we're going to have to keep getting better at it. And that's, reels are one of those things. But there's so many wonderful ways to use transitions and then actually put in your images to them. So I think that that's like key, is that we have to start being creative on how can we display our still images in video, right? So it's always pushing us out.
Another thing we have to do. Another thing
you know,
yeah.
see these. Yeah, I am so impressed with how everyone's doing it though. It's making me go, okay, I really need
We're
need
learning
someone to
stuff
go
today.
do it.
Yeah.
See, Chelsea has the right idea. Chelsea's mentioning that she'll pay someone to do hers for her, and that's what that's okay. I personally think like that's perfectly okay if you get to the point in your business where you have it in your budget to pay somebody to handle your social media for you. It's like, why not do that? Because it's always changing, it's always evolving. So especially just having someone there to know, that's their job, to know what's up on the trends and keep everything up to date.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's very money well spent.
For sure.
Same thing with paying somebody to handle your website for you and build your website. I think that that's another thing that's very important.
I have a question on that, because I was thinking about that. If you want to make a change, do you do it yourself, or you just tell that person that does your website? Because I don't know, I'm kind of the type of person. I'll just like see a couple words that bother me. I'll be like, I want to change the way that sounds. So I feel like I need to have that control over, when I want to change it, and don't want to have to ask someone every time. But
I know that I had somebody working on a website for me a couple years ago, and that was like one thing for me that I found WordPress, I think it was, to be incredibly difficult and overwhelming for me.
yeah.
But I also hadn't really ever worked with it, and I'm a very hands-on person. So that felt like so overwhelming for me to not know just exactly how to jump in there and change something, kind of like you're talking about, Susan. So that was like something she was trying to show me. God bless her. She had like 3 different coffee meetings with me. She's like, you got it. How can you do that with Photoshop, but you can't figure out WordPress?
I got to tell you that I have WordPress right now, and there is a learning curve definitely with it, and I'm still learning how to do it. So having said that, I'm thinking of changing. I'm not sure. That was a tough one.
I think like a lot of web designers do prefer to work with things such as that. But I mean, then I guess it goes into the next part is, are you going to pay somebody to then maintain it for you? Or do you just want them to come in and build it for you the first time and hand it over? Mm-hmm. So that'd be the biggest question you have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Carolyn's here. So that's what I use because I'm challenged on web design. So Carolyn, I don't know if you're just tuning in, but I've been giving all the tips that you gave us last week. I've been telling everyone to, we were just looking at some Instagrams and talking about some of those great tips you gave us last week. So yes, Squarespace in my experience is very easy to use, very user-friendly. So it's very easy for me. But I don't know how much of a bang my website gives. Here's another great question. That's so I think if I understood, because like we were talking about this last week with Carolyn, and if I understood, that's where we just want to make sure to be changing the cover image so it doesn't look I'll show my silliness again so you can kind of see what we're talking about here.
Can you change the cover image within Instagram, or do you have to make a cover like in another app or something?
That's a great question. So you can kind of see like right here, there we go. I have a random reel sitting there, and I should have actually changed the cover so it kind of looked cohesive with the rest of my grid, which I didn't do, and it does stick out. So that's where I think a lot of people don't like doing it. But I did not personally hear anything about it affecting the algorithm. What I did hear, though, an update coming for Instagram is that they are going to start penalizing you for sharing TikToks. I know that went back and forth when TikTok first got big, and they talked about, no, that wasn't true. It is true. Now it is coming true because Instagram is becoming so saturated with TikTok reshares. They will now start penalizing you for resharing TikToks. But not only that, if you're resharing content from another Instagram user, you will also get dinged for that. Let's see what Carolyn had to say.
Golly gee.
Yeah, I know. They're always making it more difficult as a business, right? They're like, don't reshare those.
I always use Squarespace for my clients so they can just give them a little more power if they want.
Yeah, because it's so easy for you to figure out. It's very much like a template system on Squarespace, so it's pretty easy.
So can we ask Carolyn, though, do you have to make a cover, when you make the cover for your reels, do you have to make it outside of Instagram, or can you actually do the cover within Instagram when you're making the reels?
That's a great question. Carolyn, maybe you can enlighten us.
I'm like, no, like this.
We're like, Yeah, that is a good one though. That's a really great question, is how does that work? Because I know I'm trying to remember what the other thing they were saying that you could be using in there too.
But yeah, I think Jillian, you're right about the TikTok thing, because I recognize when I shared some of my TikToks, they weren't getting any views. And then talking about the question about, if you posted onto your main or if you put the reels onto your main posts, whether it get engagement, I think it does. The ones that I've shared onto the post have gotten more views and interaction than when I just leave it in the reels folder. So yeah, but see, this one's mine, but yeah, here I see I have this that sticks out and that one that sticks out. So yeah,
they do. Yeah. So now we know. Throw those covers on them, guys. Throw the covers on them. That's the way to go.
Yeah. But those ones definitely got more engagement. So I would say, at least put some of the reels onto your main page.
Trying to see too. Now I'm kind of just curious. I'm gonna go in and gonna pretend I'm gonna make one just to see, so we can answer this. Like, let's see what happens.
I don't know.
So
I haven't found a way to do it, but maybe there is. So
I bet you just start by like adding the actual image and then your video behind it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Carolyn has a good answer for us now.
Oh, but then you need to take a photo and make it. Oh, outside of Instagram. Yeah, click the little photo.
That makes sense.
Oh, got it. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, that's a really good one to know too.
Hopefully we'll have a function where they can, make some fun covers soon.
Well, I think that helps too. Just like immediately when people go to an organized Instagram feed, I do think that that's going to immediately like draw them to stay, to keep looking. If it looks nice and cohesive, that's going to be very pleasing for them. That's what's going to keep them on your page. I'm
Yeah.
curious too, if anybody would be willing to share, how often do you actually book sessions off of Instagram? And I do know that that probably is dependent on what your genre is, like, because I think like when you work with like children, maternity, family, even, I still think unfortunately we have to be on Facebook. I think that we find we are found on Facebook more often.
Mhm.
Heiny, Heiny's like never. Yeah, I don't book very frequently off of Instagram either, but I will say that I will book off of returning clients off of Instagram, but I have not really snagged a whole lot of new clients that way. Maybe a handful though, and a
Me
handful
too.
of
I like
you.
a handful. Got
Yeah,
a
but it's not
And then
not
sometimes, when I get those messages, I'm always wondering, wait, is this real? Is this a real message?
I also have an issue with things getting stuck in like a hidden spam folder, which is
Yeah.
very weird that happens because it'll be people that I've engaged with also. So I just found one the other day from like February. I felt so bad. I'm like, well, lost that one. So I'm not a huge fan of doing business on
It shows
Instagram.
up way later for some reason. You don't get notified.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm like going in there right now. I'm like, do I have any more this way? Let's see. These are all really good questions too. Like we're really helping each other pick apart like these little funny things that we don't even know are catching us up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of these new rules are so hard to follow too. Like one thing I was wondering is that oftentimes we'll tag each other in stuff. Even like a post about Tog Talk, we'll tag each other, and then if somebody tags me, I often just share it to my highlight right
Yeah.
away. So am I going to get pinged for that now? Is that considered the same type of reshare? I was curious about that. They keep giving us all these new rules that are so hard to follow and keep up with.
Right.
So all these good questions now. We'll probably have to have Carolyn back on soon to give us the dish on all of this. We're like, I don't know. All right, guys. Well, we are coming up on almost 40 minutes. So if anybody does have one last Instagram they would like to share with us, we would love to do one more review. We had some really beautiful work shared with us today. So let's see. Carolyn actually just answered me. Instagram. Instagram. So there's our answer. So yes, even if somebody tags you in something like the post that we've made to talk about Tog Talk, and I tag Susan in it, and then Susan were to share it onto her highlight, you're gonna get pinged.
Yeah. I see. Wow.
So the solution is to then have the images that we have created for our flyers downloaded into your camera roll off of Instagram, and then to just organically upload them and make your own posts. That would be the way to get around that, unfortunately, even if it is more timely to do. Michelle, thank you so much. I always appreciate when anybody trusts us and is vulnerable with us, because I think that it is definitely hard to put yourself out there, but it's a great way to learn and grow. And it helps all of us, even when we're just talking about these little things that maybe we didn't know about, that's going to help each of us improve our social media presence for our businesses. And that's why I'm like, nobody go look at mine. Because I know that I know it needs TLC, guys.
Well, I loved all the portfolios we saw today. They're all beautiful. And thank you guys so much for sharing. It was awesome. Great information today.
Thank you, guys. And if you have any topics that you would like to discuss with us for an upcoming Tog Talk Tuesday, always feel free to drop them in the comments, or you can send us messages on social media. And we definitely want to always stay relevant in our conversation. Oh, we're going to pop Carolyn's last response on the screen before we go, because this is really great information for all of us. Oh, so you're just kind of slowing down our reach a little bit. Well, that's good to know.
Okay.
But still, Instagram.
Why?
Come on, Instagram. You guys are always making things tough for us business owners. It's okay. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Susan, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. I hope you enjoy your weather. We finally have warm weather here for the first time in Illinois this year. So.
It's actually really windy here this week.
Oh gosh, yeah, we had that a couple weeks ago. Now it's sunny today finally. So woohoo!
Enjoy.
Okay, guys, have a great week, and we will see you next week for Tog Talk Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
And have a good day.